Hey guys, we're back for a breakdown again, and this time we're breaking down the Super Bowl champs. They're going to be the #1 ranked team in the NFC East, the Eagles. Taking a look at their quarterback position, you're going to have a little controversy. Do you want to start the Super Bowl champion MVP in Nick Foles, or are you going to play Carson Wentz? I mean, I personally, without a doubt, would play Carson Wentz just because of how young he is. He's more talented, but it kind of does make for like a little bit of a fun dynamic. Like if Carson Wentz does start losing, you can put in Nick Foles or whatever you want to do, or you can just start Nick Foles. But definitely I think Nick Foles is going to catch you a lot of trade value in your franchise if you pick the Eagles. Should be fun to play with them. Probably will catch you some trade value unless you want to keep him as a backup, or maybe even start him over Carson Wentz and see how he does. But definitely they got some quarterback good stuff going on for him. You know, they got some backup if someone gets hurt. So say you start Carson Wentz in, if he gets hurt, you can start Nick Foles. So kind of a good little thing going on there in Philadelphia. So you kind of have an insurance policy on Carson Wentz. So definitely going to be a positive there in Philadelphia. All right, now moving on to the running backs. I really just couldn't believe my eyes last year when they got a Jay Ajayi in a trade. I was like, what the hell are the Dolphins doing? And I still don't get what they were doing. But you got Jay Ajayi. You lost LeGarrette Blount to free agency, but Jay Ajayi is definitely going to make up for that. He's definitely one of the best young running backs in the NFL, with already an 86 overall. He's got good speed and good power, good elusiveness as well. So he's going to be a monster for you. I would actually, your second running back is going to be Darren Sproles, but I would actually start Corey Clement at that second running back position. So when Jay Ajayi comes out, definitely have Corey Clement come in. I think he's a little underrated. He did have that Super Bowl catch in the end zone, which was definitely questionable, but still he had it, which was a great catch. So that should be a great 1-2 punch with Jay Ajayi and then Corey Clement for the #1 and 2 running back. So definitely should be a good thing there. Definitely going to be a positive at the running backs position for the Eagles. Let's move on. Now taking a look at receiver, you obviously have Alshon Jeffrey. He's going to be your #1 receiver. Got all the skills there, good speed and stuff. Then you have Nelson Agholor, who's actually coming off a pretty good year for the Eagles. Definitely proved himself last year. Had a great year for the Eagles. And then they picked up Mike Wallace in free agency, which was definitely kind of a steal, seeing how he's probably going to play the role Torrey Smith played probably for the Eagles that they played last year. Not a lot of people are talking about Matt Collins, though. Definitely think he's a little underrated. Not great release, but still definitely overall good skills. So definitely going to be a positive for the wide receivers. Then moving to the tight end, you have Zach Ertz, who's definitely top 3 in tight ends. I would put Gronk at 1, Travis Kelce at 2. So I think he's definitely that #3 tight end right there for best right now. So tight end, you definitely shouldn't have to worry though. They did lose Trey Burton, but I mean, you really only need one tight end that's going to be that good. So they have Zach Ertz, and he should be able to last for them, being a good possession and having some good speed for the wide receiver the tight end position, excuse me. So definitely going to be a good spot there for the Eagles. So receivers are definitely good. I would try to maybe get a good slot guy. Nelson Agholor is going to be your #2 and Alshon Jeffrey #1, but definitely look to maybe get a fast slot guy and then just have an unstoppable receiving core. Taking a look at the offensive line, you have Jason Peters coming off a pretty bad injury last year, but he's still elite. You have your offensive line is definitely one of the best. You have Jason Kelce at center. Then you have at your right guard position, you have Brandon Brooks, who's elite. And then at the right tackle position, you have Lane Johnson. So definitely going to be an elite offensive line. Compares up to the Cowboys, it's going to be still pretty good. You're definitely going to need a good offensive line for the NFC to all the pass rushers they got, which is just going to be nasty. I mean, yeah, you definitely want to have a good offensive line, and the Eagles definitely do. Not really anything they can upgrade, to be honest. Maybe left guard, but still their left guard's pretty good. So really, that's just going to be positive for the offensive line. They got a good O-line and should be able to protect Carson Wentz or Nick Foles, whoever you choose to play back there. Now looking at the Eagles' defensive line, I mean, you have Brandon Graham and then Chris Long. They definitely started this trend where you want to have good backups because they don't play their starters a lot to keep them fresh. So that's definitely going to be good. Then you have Michael Bennett, Derek Barnett at right end. Derek Barnett having a Super Bowl clutch play at the very end. Then you have Fletcher Cox at the defensive tackle spot and Tim Jernigan. I mean, definitely one of the best defensive lines for switching in and out like they like to do, like to play. They'll play their main guys like their first down, switch them out for the second down, bring them back in for the third, so they won't play them a lot. They like to keep them fresh. Definitely one of the best overall defensive lines in Madden. That right end position with Michael Bennett and Derek Barnett's going to be nasty. So is Brandon Graham and Chris Long, though. And then you have Fletcher Cox and freaking Tim Jernigan. You're definitely going to be able to get pressure. I mean, as you've seen in the Super Bowl last year, Tom Brady couldn't even get a screen pass off without being pressured. Definitely, probably I'd put the best defensive line pass rush in Madden and the NFL. That's definitely going to be a pain to go against. So yeah, definitely that's going to be a positive for the Eagles. Now taking a look at the linebacker position for the Eagles, you have Nigel Bradham for left outside linebacker. They kind of left a hole at the right outside linebacker position after letting Michael Kendricks go to the Browns. But then you have Jordan Hicks at middle linebacker. So altogether you have, I mean, you don't have an elite linebacking core. I'd say you have a little bit above average. Nigel Bradham and your middle linebacker should be able to last. You're definitely going to want to upgrade that right outside linebacker position, especially for that 4-3. You're going to want to get a good tackler and some good speed to be able to stop some running backs in the backfield and maybe quarterback spy if you have to, but definitely a good linebacking core, but you're definitely going to upgrade that right linebacking position and get a good speed guy there. Looking at the cornerback position, you're definitely going to have some good players. You got Ronald Darby, who has some good speed. You have Jalen Mills, and then you got Sidney Jones. I would be able to think that those cornerbacks would last you a lot of your rebuild. Jalen Mills should be able to upgrade quite a bit, and then you have Ronald Darby, who's already a good cornerback. He would probably still upgrade a little bit as well. And then Sidney Jones should be able to upgrade into a great slot cornerback. So altogether, I do like their cornerbacks. I think they'll be able to upgrade a little bit, and you shouldn't have to worry about that position that much. Looking at their safeties as well, you have Rodney McLeod, who has an 81 overall, decent speed and good strength, and you have Malcolm Jenkins at the strong safety position. So altogether, your whole defensive back group, you shouldn't need to really worry about upgrading. Maybe Malcolm Jenkins if he retires, but I think he should still be able to last a few years, so I don't think you're going to have to worry about that defensive back group for 3 to 4 years. So you should be good at the safeties and cornerback position, so that's going to be a positive there. So altogether, the Eagles are going to rank number 1 in the NFC East. Still after winning that Super Bowl, they're going to remain the number 1 team for me. So I hope you guys are enjoying this series. Please hit that sub button for your boy. Alright, just do it. And I will see you guys next episode. Peace.